We'll just settle into our meditation posture. And just let all the stress and the worry and the bits and pieces from today just melt away as you start to breathe. And turn your mind inwards for a moment. Well, for the next half hour really. Bring your mind into the same place where your body is. So we can have, if your feet are down on the ground, if you're sitting on a chair. Jay, welcome. Make sure they're parallel. Other than that, in the regular cross-legged position, you can put a couple of cushions under your knees and something under your sit bones, just to raise your pelvis up slightly. Hands in the meditation mudra, the right nestled in the left with the thumbs touching, and the shoulders over the hips. And let's just imagine our spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base all the way up, through the crown of the head and out and beyond. And imagine somebody's above you or behind you, very gently lengthening your spine. And just feel it all stretching out slowly, slowly. The skull, the top of the head, is reaching towards the ceiling, the crown of your head. So now just tip your head slightly forward. Eyes are down, is looking along the length of the nose. If they were open, you'd be looking at a spot approximately 2 inches ahead. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, relax the jaw. Let's bring our awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, the back of the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth. And bring your attention to the back of the head, the scalp there. Just imagine it relaxing. And relax the ears and the eardrum even. Go inside your ear. What does that do to your jaw? Relax the temples, the occipital bone, the back of the head, the neck, the shoulders. And relax that area in between your shoulder blades, your scapula. Relax the throat, the chest, the belly, and your limbs, and your hands and fingers and feet and toes. And just bring your mind to the breath. Welcome, Elizabeth. Notice the sensation of the cool air as you're breathing in, slightly warmer air as you're breathing out. If there are any sounds in your environment, someone in your house, the heating system, somebody outside, a siren, a dog, just allow the sounds to be there. Try not to go off and engage with them. Just keep your mind in the room, on your cushion. And then notice your thoughts. What's coming up for you right now? And just examine it. Look at it, watch it, but don't engage. And don't judge your thoughts. Just allow them. Give them some space to arise. Try not to push them away if they're thoughts you don't want. Just let them be, and then they'll naturally disappear if you don't engage with them. And keep the mind on the breath. And bring to mind all the people of your life, the ones you love, the ones you care about, the ones who care about you. Then there's those you don't care about so much, that maybe irritate you, you irritate them. And then there's the ones we don't really think either one way or another. They're strangers to us. We are completely indifferent to them. And they're all the same. No matter how we feel about them at any one point in time. And the friend, the enemy, and the stranger, the loved one, the one we find irritating, and the one we don't really care about or are feeling indifferent to, they will change places in our lives. And it could happen any time. And they're all the same in their wish to be happy, in their wish to be free from suffering. And the capacity for this unbelievable mind of enlightenment. So I think we're going to do this Vajrasattva practice this evening for the benefit of all the people of our life, and by extension all sentient beings. And just to remind ourselves, there's nothing we've done that's so awful that it can't be purified. This is a psychological process we're engaging in here. So start with regret. Actually, start with rejoicing that actually you didn't die today. You were able to live long enough to be able to do this practice. So that's one thing to rejoice for. Now think of something that you might be regretting. Some interaction you've had with somebody. Did you cut somebody off in a conversation? Did you walk away when it looked like they wanted to talk to you? I mean, these are very, very subtle things. But, you may not be doing things that are terribly wrong, or even illegal, so maybe you don't have much to regret. Maybe there's things that are popping up from a long time ago, so you can regret that too. And then we can regret things that we don't even remember from past lives. And the reason for regret is based on the logic of karma. And sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have, it's our past actions, our past karma. And the reason we are regretting is because we don't want these karmic seeds that we've planted to ripen as future suffering for us. So actually Lama Rinpoche says regret actually goes a long way to purify some of our negative karma. So it's really just a very first baby step in the purification process. So we want to pull out these seeds before they ripen as our future suffering. So think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. So also regret any anger and attachment and the rest of the cause of why we harm others, our delusions. And think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. We turn to the Buddha. The doctor has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing the Buddha to forgive us. We are wanting his methods, to use his methods to heal ourselves. So visualize Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And you can imagine he's your teacher, your Lama, your trusted mentor. If you have one, manifesting in this form, this Vajrasattva form for your benefit. And he's made of this radiant, blissful white light, sitting in a cross-legged position on a lotus and a moon disk. And he has this radiant, beautiful, radiant face. He has lotus-like eyes. They're long, they're beautiful, and they're full of love and compassion for us. He's just meeting you exactly where you're at, accepts you exactly for who you are. There's a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot, and he is wearing this 5-pointed crown embedded with jewels. And he's wearing jewelry in his earrings. He has necklaces. He has a waist, a necklace around his waist, or a belt. And he has armlets and bracelets. He's wearing anklets. And they're all embedded with precious jewels. He has an aura around his head and around his body. So you can just imagine this emanating light above the crown of your head. This is the mind of your teacher. Just kind of makes it a little bit more familiar for us. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I am enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So we have this little section here on compassion. And so in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. So the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them, that is generating a wish in our heart for them to be free from suffering. So first of all, you can bring to mind maybe somebody or some sentient being that you've harmed and really generate a wish for them to be free from suffering. And then somebody who's harmed you, so maybe a little bit harder, but try, because they are going to suffer as a result of the harm that they've caused you. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So next we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine, doing the practice of purification. So first is the purification of the body. And Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose very forcefully from his heart, or like from a shower head, or you can imagine a waterfall, standing under a waterfall. And it arcs around and it enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. You just imagine it just keeps pouring into you, it's filling you up and it's pouring into you, and eventually forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left. And you feel completely purified as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida mebowa, sutokaya mebowa, supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida mebowa, sutokaya mebowa, supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think that there is no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. So the next is a purification of speech. And Guru Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and the lying and talking badly about others behind their back and getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by the powerful nectar filling you. And you know, I've heard Rinpoche say it's actually quite a forceful overflowing of all the negativity of the speech. And I've heard him say it's almost as if a hat gets blown off the top of your head. So you can think of it like that if you wish, as this nectar is powerfully flowing into you and then powerfully it's almost like it's being expelled as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida mebowa, sutokaya mebowa, supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida mebowa, sutokaya mebowa, supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida mebowa, sutokaya mebowa, supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida mebowa, sutokaya mebowa, supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida mebowa, sutokaya mebowa, supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida mebowa, sutokaya mebowa, supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida mebowa, sutokaya mebowa, supokaya mebowa, anarakta mebowa, sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hom pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So the next is the purification of the mind. And imagine Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of laser light from this time from his heart chakra. And it arcs around and enters your crown and it fills your entire being. So just as the light hits your heart chakra, the darkness of the negativity of your mind is instantly dispelled. So it's like when you walk in a room, a switch on a light. The darkness is dispelled by that light, isn't it? So in the same way, all our attachment and the neediness and the anger and the depression and anxiety and resentment and jealousy and bitterness and grudges and all these kind of delusions that we have in our mind, instantly dispelled by this light as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe. So again, be delighted, rejoice. Your delusions, which are the source of our own suffering and the reason we cause harm to others, are purified, gone, finished. And think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is a purification of the imprints of negative energy of the body, speech and mind. And this time you can imagine Guru Vajrasattva sending light and nectar, or you can imagine the previous 3 visualizations of the body, speech and mind, maybe a couple of mantras for each, or just light and nectar pouring into you, filling and eradicating even the tiniest, most subtle imprints of negative energy from your mind. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yatsa salva kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yatsa salva kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So now feel you're completely purified. Not a single atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So the next is the power of resolve and the fourth step in our purification process. So we've been working on this for a while now. So again, rejoice in the progress that you're making and you have made. And think of something you'd like to work on this evening between now and tomorrow. It could be something to do with your speech. And just make a determination. It gives us the courage to try and change. So as long as we're actively refraining from certain habits, they're just going to atrophy. This habit will melt away. And before long you'll find out, you'll realize you're not doing it anymore. Or you're doing a lot less. And then the important thing is to notice and to pat yourself on the back, to really rejoice in your own efforts. Really important. Okay. So Guru Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown and think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And Lama Yeshe used to call this union oneness. So Lama Zopa Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So place your mind in that emptiness for a little while. At whatever level you understand emptiness to be. So you can think of all phenomena as being empty, not existing from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me, through my own view, through the lens of my own glasses, may not be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit and the positive energy you've created by doing this purification to all living beings, thinking, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled, And for LAMA YESHE, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving and spreading Manjanath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honouring the three jewels, saviour of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And for Lama Ursula is not venerable anymore. Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe Shera, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. Thank you so much, everyone. Hello, Nim, welcome. And hello, Victor, welcome. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much. Lots of love. Thank you for joining. And Lorraine, all the best for your third day at work. You've got this.